I now recognize Representative Brad Sherman of California for 5 minutes.
Ambassador Kerry, welcome back. This is dealing with climate change is not free. It's not going to pay for itself. But as you point out, it is the issue of our time. It is worth the effort. There's a tendency of Americans to think it's all about us. And if we just live our lives differently, everything will be as it should. Yet the United States and the EU combined are way less than 20% of the emissions. The US is 11%, the rest of the world almost 90%. So while the whole US government, the people of the United States are focused on reducing our emissions, you and you alone are able to head the effort to deal with almost 90% of the problem, while all your fellow Americans are focused on 10 or 11% of the problem. You have an important job. And as we focused on, we're dealing with China. And China has grudgingly made a few comments. As you just pointed out, they've been willing to use the word crisis. But the fact is, even if China uses the word crisis, even if they make a commitment, they may not actually do anything on the ground. What they do on the ground is more important than what they say. And every week they build a new large coal-fired power plant, week after week. And when you build this plant, it's not with the intention that they're going to decommission it 5 or 10 years after they put it online. As others have pointed out, they're also financing coal-fired power plants around the world. You are a very good diplomat. You're very persuasive. But all you have in your toolbox is a chance to appeal to the conscience of a regime that Ranking Member McCall has described as genocidal, a regime that puts its own people by the millions in concentration camps. And we have given you the job of appealing to their better nature, appealing to their conscience and getting them to spend hundreds of billions of dollars in order to help their fellow human beings. So my question is, would you be in a stronger position if we were threatening, gave you the power to impose an additional 10% tariff on all goods coming into the United States from China, and of course work with our allies to do the same thing? Right now, our total average tariff on goods coming from China is less than 10%, just a bit less than 10%. And it occurs to me that you may, through great diplomacy, be able to get a genocidal and conscience-free regime to make a statement or two, but to actually get them to stop building a coal-fired power plant every year, you may need more arrows in your quiver.
Well, Congressman, thank you for the question. The fact is that Europe is considering a border adjustment mechanism, and this is a mechanism which President Biden has also asked us to evaluate as a means of placing an additional cost on the cost of goods that come from places that are not responsible in what they're doing or how they're being produced. Now, no decision has been made about deploying that or doing it, but I think Congress looking at this would be a very important analysis, important undertaking, and sort of look at the dynamics of this. But let me share with all of you, if I can, in this negotiating process, I learned over the years, both negotiating in the Senate and here in Congress, but more importantly with other countries, and especially in the Iran nuclear agreement. Ronald Reagan had a saying, trust but verify. We changed that a little bit and had a saying, don't trust, but verify. And in this endeavor with China, you've got to be eyes wide open. You can't go in and just take words.